Listen closely. Life does not hand out success to those who wait for luck, comfort, or the approval of others. Success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of mastery over self, and mastery begins with the mind. The moment you understand this, the moment it grips you with clarity and conviction, you step into a world where fear no longer commands you, where doubt dissolves under the steady light of purpose, and where action is no longer tentative but deliberate. You are about to see, with precise honesty, how the simplest shift in mindset learning to control your inner world can transform a life of scarcity into a life of abundance. Consider the countless men and women who have walked the earth, yearning for wealth, recognition, and freedom, yet never grasping it. They blamed circumstance, opportunity, society, even fate itself. They were diligent, often intelligent, yet powerless because they allowed their emotions to govern their actions. Anger, fear, doubt, and desperation dictated the quality of every decision, the depth of every effort, and the direction of every day. If this has been your story, recognize this truth. It need not be. Not now, not ever. The first principle I wish to impress upon you is definiteness of purpose. Purpose is the magnet of achievement. A life without a clear goal is like a ship without a rudder, tossed by the waves of emotion, circumstance, and the opinions of others. Wealth, opportunity, and influence gravitate to those who know where they are going and who refuse to be swayed. But here is the secret. No goal can be reached if the mind itself is a battlefield. Emotional chaos destroys focus. Fear corrodes ambition. Doubt cripples creativity. The mind must be disciplined. It must be taught, trained, and commanded. This brings us to the next principle, emotional detachment. Understand clearly. Detachment does not mean indifference. Detachment does not mean disengagement from life's duties or human responsibility. It means freedom from the tyranny of every fleeting thought, every passing opinion, every surge of fear or desire. When you are detached, you no longer act on impulse. You do not react to insult, setback, or criticism. Instead, you observe, evaluate, and respond with deliberate intelligence. Detachment transforms energy that once dissipated in worry into the raw power of action. Those who cannot detach are slaves to circumstance. Those who master it are architects of their destiny. To cultivate this detachment, you must first embrace mental discipline. The mind, like a muscle, strengthens through consistent exercise. Begin by observing your thoughts. Note the recurring patterns, the fears, the complaints, the doubts. Then deliberately replace them with focused, constructive ideas. Ask yourself, will this thought help me achieve my definite purpose, or will it distract me? This simple question, applied consistently, begins to redirect your mind from chaos to order, from weakness to power. Consider the law of autosuggestion, a tool Napoleon Hill extolled above all others. Your mind is a fertile field. Every repeated thought, every whispered suggestion takes root. Fear planted yields, fear harvested, confidence sown yields, power reaped. Speak to yourself not with hesitation, not with apology, but with the unflinching certainty that you are capable of greatness. Command your subconscious with words of authority. Repeat, reinforce, and ingrain. The mind obeys the strongest signals it receives, and you must make your signals deliberate, precise, and unwavering. Now, we must speak of the law of mental neutrality, for without it, no amount of autosuggestion or purpose will suffice. Neutrality is the ability to confront every situation without being swept away by excitement, anger, or despair. The market collapses, the competition intensifies, friends betray, opportunities vanish, but you remain calm. You evaluate, you plan, you act. The detached mind sees the truth where the emotional mind sees only crisis. This is not a philosophy. It is a practical strategy. In the moment when others panic, you advance. In the hour when others falter, you dominate. Next, the principle of response versus reaction. Observe carefully. A reaction is the slave of circumstance. It is immediate, uncontrolled, and often self-defeating. A response is deliberate, measured, and effective. Success is rarely born of reaction. It is always born of response. To act decisively from detachment is to extract power from every situation, to convert chaos into opportunity. Every emotional eruption you resist, every impulse you withhold, every calculated step you take compounds into your advantage. Do not mistake this for coldness. True detachment is deeply intelligent, compassionate, and insightful. It allows you to operate above the noise, to make decisions from principle, not passion. It grants you access to the quiet genius of strategic thought, the sort that can transform a modest investment into a fortune, a humble idea into an empire, and a fleeting opportunity into lasting influence. And now consider the practical application. Building mental discipline requires rigorous daily practice. Every morning, visualize your day as you intend it to unfold. Picture yourself responding calmly, thinking clearly, acting decisively. During the day, monitor your mind. Question every impulse. Interrogate every emotion. Ask, does this action serve my definite purpose, or does it serve nothing but fleeting satisfaction? The answers will teach you discipline. The answers will give you power. Fear is the most persistent thief of human potential. It creeps into the mind as a whisper, a shadow, a subtle doubt, convincing the strongest men and women that they are inadequate, unworthy, or incapable. The moment you allow fear to dominate your thought, you forfeit your power. You surrender the greatest gift you possess, the ability to act decisively, to seize opportunity, to shape your own destiny. Yet fear is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Fear signals growth. Fear signals risk. Fear signals that your life is on the edge of transformation. The mastery of fear, therefore, is not the absence of fear, it is the conscious decision to act in spite of it. Every individual who has achieved greatness has stood at the precipice of fear, looking into the void of uncertainty and chosen action over hesitation. The mind that trembles before fear is weak. The mind that observes fear, detaches from it, and acts with calm authority is unstoppable. Understand this principle. Failure is nothing but a step in the journey toward mastery. The world is littered with those who gave up after their first disappointment. But the mind that masters detachment understands that failure is neither final nor fatal. It is simply feedback. The emotion of failure is what kills most people. Detachment allows you to examine failure with precision, extract the lessons, and move forward with renewed strategy and clarity. Napoleon Hill, whose words echo through the corridors of success, emphasized repeatedly that the ability to transform defeat into victory is one of the supreme attributes of genius. Mental discipline is your shield against fear. It allows you to maintain clarity when chaos threatens, to make decisions when panic tempts hesitation, to act when the masses retreat. Discipline is built incrementally. Every refusal to give in to anxiety, every choice to pause and assess rather than react, strengthens the foundation upon which wealth, influence, and fulfillment are built. Consider the analogy of steel forged in fire. Without resistance, without the heat of challenge, the steel remains soft, pliable, and useless. The same is true of the human mind. Discipline is forged in the furnace of adversity, tempered by consistent practice, and honed by deliberate thought. Now, imagine a man who faces ruin yet walks with calm certainty. Imagine a woman confronted with betrayal yet responds with measured wisdom. These are not feats of luck or talent alone. They are the triumphs of mental mastery. They are the victories of those who have learned to separate themselves from the emotional turbulence of the moment, observing it with clarity and responding from principle rather than impulse. This is the essence of detachment. This is the gateway to unstoppable success. But mastery over fear and failure demands action. It demands engagement. You cannot simply read about detachment or discipline and hope to inherit power. You must practice it daily. Begin with small challenges. Refuse to react emotionally to minor irritations. Take calculated risks that test your courage and judgment. Keep a journal of your thoughts, noting where fear attempted to direct your choices and where you succeeded in overriding it. Over time, these exercises create an unshakable confidence that stems not from circumstance, but from character. The principle of autosuggestion becomes critical here. Repeatedly affirm to yourself that you are capable of facing fear without yielding to it. Speak daily of your ability to turn failure into insight. Embed these truths in your subconscious until they govern your actions automatically. The mind, like a servant, executes the commands it receives most consistently. Ensure that the commands are of power, clarity, and courage. Equally important is the principle of accurate thinking. Fear is magnified by false assumptions and distorted perceptions. By cultivating the habit of analyzing reality objectively, you eliminate unnecessary worry and misdirected energy. Ask yourself, what is true? What is provable? What is within my control? Anything else is a distraction. By focusing only on verifiable truth and deliberate action, you reclaim power that was previously surrendered to uncertainty and anxiety. Consider the great achievers of history. Every one of them encountered moments when the odds seemed insurmountable, yet each chose to observe the situation dispassionately, weigh the facts, and respond with deliberate intelligence. They did not surrender to panic or despair. They did not act on impulse. They acted with detached purpose, converting fear into momentum and uncertainty into strategy. And here lies the ultimate secret. Fear loses its dominion when the mind is disciplined, when thought is precise, and when purpose is definite. Fear thrives in minds untrained, chaotic, and reactive. Detachment starves it. Discipline neutralizes it. Purpose replaces it. When you achieve this alignment within yourself, you create a mind that is a fortress, impervious to external storms, capable of acting decisively under any condition, and capable of attracting opportunity with magnetic certainty. The mind is the ultimate factory of wealth. Every fortune, every enterprise, every innovation, every triumph begins as a thought. Yet most minds are cluttered, distracted, and reactive. They allow fear, envy, and uncertainty to dominate, producing results that are chaotic, inconsistent, and ultimately unfulfilling. To attract what you desire, whether it be money, influence, or accomplishment, you must first engineer your thoughts with precision, just as a master architect designs the blueprint for a structure before the first stone is laid. Precision of thought is born from clarity of purpose. Napoleon Hill emphasized the importance of definiteness of purpose, a burning desire so clear and persistent that it commands every action, every decision, every ounce of energy. Without a clear purpose, the mind drifts like a rudderless ship, susceptible to every wave of circumstance. But a mind disciplined, detached, and focused sees the world not as a series of random events, but as a landscape of opportunities waiting to be recognized, seized, and transformed into tangible results. Emotional detachment is the companion of precise thought. When the mind is free from emotional turbulence, it becomes a sharp instrument of observation and creation. The person who is emotionally reactive responds to circumstances. The person who is detached responds to principle. The reactive mind is driven by fear, anger, or desire for approval. The detached mind calculates, strategizes, and acts with unwavering alignment to its purpose. It knows that momentary setbacks are neither disasters nor confirmations of inadequacy. They are signals, data, and lessons. Now, consider wealth. Many believe wealth is a product of luck or inheritance. Some believe it is simply the result of hard labor. The truth is neither. Wealth is attracted by the combination of desire, mental discipline, and precise thought, coupled with sustained action. If your thoughts are scattered, your wealth potential is scattered. If your emotions control you, your opportunities slip through your fingers. But when your mind is disciplined, your emotions managed, and your purpose unshakable, money and success begin to flow naturally into your orbit. The universe responds to the energy you emit, to the clarity of your vision, and to the confidence with which you pursue it. This is the principle of autosuggestion applied to wealth. Speak daily to yourself in deliberate terms. I am capable of creating abundance. I am disciplined in my thinking. I attract opportunities that align with my purpose. I respond to setbacks with clarity and resolve. Repeat these affirmations with conviction, feeling each word resonate within your being. The subconscious mind, when fed consistently with these truths, begins to shape your decisions, your actions, and your environment in alignment with them. But precise thought and autosuggestion alone are insufficient. They must be paired with action guided by accurate thinking. Too many ambitious minds are paralyzed by overthinking or misguided emotion. Accurate thinking demands that you separate facts from opinion, opportunity from illusion, risk from fear. Ask yourself, what is real? What is under my control? Where can I apply effort with certainty of effect? Every decision guided by this principle multiplies your influence and accelerates your journey toward success. Consider a man who desires financial independence. If he reacts emotionally to every market fluctuation, he loses capital, confidence, and clarity. But if he observes objectively, detaches from fear, and makes decisions rooted in fact and strategy, he not only preserves his resources but multiplies them. Emotional discipline and precise thought allow him to see what others miss. Opportunities disguised as challenges, investments disguised as risks, lessons disguised as failures. Detachment also fuels creativity and innovation, which are essential for wealth creation. A mind chained by emotion is a mind limited by convention. A detached mind, free from reactive impulses, can explore new possibilities, envision uncharted solutions, and take calculated risks that others fear. Many of the greatest fortunes in history were born, not from brute effort alone, but from a calm, disciplined, and innovative mind that dared to think differently while remaining unswayed by external chaos. Now, let us address the subtle yet immensely powerful principle. The mind that masters itself attracts people, circumstances, and resources aligned with its purpose. This is not magic. It is the law of cause and effect applied to human thought. When you operate from a place of emotional control, clear purpose, and disciplined thought, your presence communicates confidence, competence, and authority. Others are drawn to you, opportunities appear, and your influence expands exponentially. This is the essence of attraction. The person who controls their inner world naturally draws the external world into alignment. The power of mental discipline and detachment in wealth creation is further enhanced by the mastery of response versus reaction. Reacting is to be swept along by emotion. Responding is to act intentionally, guided by principle. Every time you pause, detach, and respond rather than react, you strengthen the neural pathways of leadership, clarity, and influence. Over time, this habitual detachment transforms your mind into a fortress of strategic thought, your actions into instruments of precise execution, and your life into a reflection of deliberate purpose. It is imperative to recognize that wealth without character is empty, and character without wealth is often powerless. Mental mastery is not merely the path to riches, it is the path to integrity, influence, and fulfillment. When your mind is disciplined, your emotions governed, and your thoughts precise, your wealth becomes sustainable, your relationships deeper, and your impact enduring. The final principle to understand in this section is the law of compounding thought. Just as small financial investments grow exponentially over time, so too does disciplined thought. Every decision, every moment of detachment, every act of accurate thinking compounds, building a mind that cannot be shaken, a character that cannot be corrupted, and a life that cannot be diminished by circumstance. Each choice of clarity over chaos, each refusal to react emotionally, each strategic action strengthens the foundation upon which your success is built. Action is the crucible in which all theory is tested, where thought transforms into reality. A disciplined mind, clear purpose, and emotional detachment alone are insufficient if they are not married to persistent, decisive action. Napoleon Hill taught that knowledge is potential power, but applied knowledge is power itself. The individual who knows what to do but hesitates to act is like a miner who holds a lantern over a vein of gold without ever striking the rock. The first law of effective action is initiative. Initiative is the refusal to wait for circumstances to dictate your life. It is the understanding that no one will hand you the life you desire unless you take deliberate steps to claim it. Initiative is born from confidence, clarity, and self-discipline. It is the inner voice that says, I will act even when others hesitate. I will create even when obstacles appear. Those who master initiative are those who seize opportunity in the moment, who convert thought into results faster than others can react. But initiative is meaningless without consistent, purposeful action. Many ambitious minds begin with intensity but fade with distraction. They react to crises, chase trends, or fall prey to the opinions of the crowd. The disciplined mind, however, knows that success is built through steady, repeated, intentional action aligned with a clear purpose. It is not the occasional heroic effort that builds a fortune, it is the daily, disciplined, emotionally neutral pursuit of your goals, even in the absence of immediate reward. To act with discipline is to act from principle, not impulse. Emotional detachment allows you to evaluate your options rationally, to see beyond immediate gratification, and to select the course that produces maximum long-term effect. It allows you to avoid the trap of reaction, where you are moved by fear, anger, or desire, rather than by calculated strategy. Every action guided by reason and principle multiplies in effectiveness. Every action guided by uncontrolled emotion dissipates effort and energy. Consider the law of cause and effect in action. When a man takes initiative, acts consistently, and responds rationally rather than emotionally, he produces results that inevitably compound. Opportunities multiply. Influence grows, resources flow. Conversely, the man who waits, hesitates, or reacts unpredictably experiences the opposite: missed chances, wasted energy, and frustrated ambition. The law is simple, immutable, and impartial. Action guided by discipline produces power. Action guided by emotion produces chaos. Yet action alone is not enough. It must be strategic. There is a difference between motion and progress. Motion is busy work. Progress is targeted achievement. The disciplined mind must identify high-value actions, those that generate the greatest return on effort, time, and energy. Each day, each hour, each moment must be invested deliberately, as a banker invests capital with precision, measuring risk and reward before making a move. The individual who masters this principle does not merely work. He works effectively, concentrating his mental and emotional energy where it will yield the highest results. Persistence is the multiplier of action. Almost every success story, every fortune, every breakthrough is the result of continued effort in the face of resistance. Obstacles are inevitable, but the emotionally disciplined mind does not collapse under pressure. Detachment allows you to perceive obstacles not as threats, but as challenges to be solved with clarity and patience. Each failure becomes data, each setback a lesson, each delay a refinement of strategy. Persistence is the proof that mental mastery has taken root. It is the manifestation of self-discipline in the external world. Now, let us examine the habit of proactive problem solving, a cornerstone of unstoppable progress. A disciplined mind anticipates challenges before they arrive. Emotional detachment allows you to step back, observe, and craft solutions without panic. Accurate thinking ensures your solutions are grounded in reality rather than wishful thinking. Initiative ensures you implement them without hesitation. This habit transforms chaos into order, uncertainty into opportunity, and resistance into leverage. Those who cultivate it become architects of their destiny rather than victims of circumstance. Another critical element is accountability. The person who seeks external validation or blames circumstances surrenders control of their life. The individual who takes full responsibility for their thoughts, emotions, and actions retains power. Emotional mastery ensures that no external event can provoke a disproportionate response. Mental discipline ensures that decisions are grounded in principle. Initiative ensures that action is taken. Together, these qualities create self-reliance, the bedrock of extraordinary achievement. Finally, integrate reflection and refinement into your routine. The disciplined mind pauses periodically, detaches from the whirlwind of activity, and assesses progress. Are your actions aligned with your purpose? Are your decisions grounded in reason? Are your emotions under control? Reflection is not indulgence, it is strategic calibration. It ensures that each step you take propels you forward rather than sideways. When action, initiative, persistence, strategic thinking, and accountability converge, a life of unstoppable progress emerges. Your inner world, disciplined and detached, begins to shape your outer world. Circumstances cease to dominate. Instead, circumstances bend to your deliberate influence. Opportunities recognize the prepared mind. Challenges bow to strategic clarity. Success is no longer a distant possibility. It becomes an inevitable consequence of the disciplined mastery of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Now, imagine your mind as a finely tuned instrument, each thought a string, each emotion a note. When all strings are aligned, tuned, and played with precision, the music of success resounds. But if even one string is out of harmony, if one emotion governs your judgment, one impulse overrides your reason, the symphony falters, an opportunity slips through your fingers. True mastery requires the unification of thought, emotion, and action into a single, coherent force. Begin with definiteness of purpose, the keystone of all achievement. This is not a vague desire or a fleeting ambition. It is a clear, burning objective that commands your attention, fuels your energy, and directs your decisions. Without it, your mental discipline lacks direction, your emotional control becomes aimless, and your actions scatter like seeds upon barren soil. Know exactly what you seek, define it with precision, and engrave it upon your consciousness until it becomes the guiding principle of every choice you make. Next, combine this purpose with emotional detachment. Understand this: emotions are not inherently destructive, but unchecked. They are like wild horses running in opposite directions, scattering your focus and dissipating your energy. Emotional detachment is not coldness. It is the ability to observe without being swept away, to feel without being enslaved, to act without reaction. It is the discipline of the mind applied to the storm of the heart. The detached mind does not fear loss, does not crave approval, does not stumble under criticism. It moves with clarity, precision, and unwavering resolve. Third, exercise mental discipline. Discipline is the gatekeeper of achievement. It is the daily practice of commanding your thoughts, choosing what you feed your mind, and rejecting all that distracts or weakens you. It is the mastery of the inner dialogue, the silent whisper of autosuggestion, through which you program your subconscious to serve your purpose. Without this discipline, knowledge remains inert, potential remains dormant, and desires remain dreams. The disciplined mind channels energy, focuses attention, and multiplies the effect of every action. Fourth, engage in strategic action. Action, guided by principle and informed by detachment, is the engine that converts thought into reality. Every move you make should be deliberate, purposeful, and aligned with your definite aim. Initiative is the spark that ignites action. Persistence is the fuel that sustains it. Reflection is the compass that keeps it on course. Together, they produce a force so powerful that obstacles bend, resistance yields, and opportunity is compelled to align with your direction. Fifth, cultivate accurate thinking. Examine every belief, every assumption, every decision. Separate facts from opinions, observations from emotions. Let your mind become a laboratory where ideas are tested, refined, and validated before you commit to action. The emotionally detached mind, disciplined and focused, sees reality clearly. It does not panic, it does not overreact, it does not waste energy on illusions. Accuracy of thought ensures that your actions are effective, your strategies are sound, and your path forward is illuminated by truth rather than fear. And finally, embrace the law of attraction in action, not as mysticism, but as the natural consequence of internal mastery expressed externally. When your mind is disciplined, your emotions are controlled, and your purpose is definite, you radiate confidence, clarity, and competence. People are drawn to you, opportunities present themselves, and circumstances shift to support your objectives. The universe, ever impartial, responds to the energy you emit, the precision of your thought, the intensity of your focus, and the courage of your actions. Consider this: a man who masters his mind and heart does not need to chase success. Success is compelled to follow him. Fortune recognizes preparation. Influence is drawn to clarity, and obstacles become stepping stones. The mastery of your inner world produces freedom. Freedom from fear, from doubt, from the tyranny of circumstance. And with that freedom comes the power to create, to lead, and to achieve what others deem impossible. You now stand at the threshold of mastery. You have learned the principles: emotional detachment, mental discipline, definiteness of purpose, accurate thinking, strategic action, and persistent initiative. You understand the cause and effect relationship between your inner state and the life you create. The final step is simple yet profound. Implement these principles without hesitation, without compromise, without apology. Act decisively, observe with detachment, reflect with clarity, refine with precision, and persist with unwavering resolve. Remember this eternal truth. If you allow your mind to be ruled by fear, anger, or desire, you forfeit your power. But if you command your thoughts, govern your emotions, and act with disciplined purpose, you command your destiny. Every great achievement in history began with an individual who mastered themselves before attempting to master the world. Your journey is no different. Your inner world is your ultimate instrument. Tune it with care, strike each note with precision, and the music of your success will resound across every aspect of your life. Do not wait for opportunity. Create it. Do not wait for confidence. Command it. Do not wait for success. Attract it through the power of a disciplined mind, an unwavering purpose, and a heart unshackled by fear. This is the path to unstoppable achievement, the law of mental mastery, the secret that every millionaire, every innovator, every extraordinary individual has followed through the ages. Rise now, stand firm, claim your thoughts, govern your emotions, align your actions, and watch as the life you have imagined manifests before your eyes. The power was always within you. It was never elsewhere. Master yourself and the world must follow. The mastery of your inner world is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone who chooses to claim it. The barrier is never circumstance, wealth, or connections. It is always the mind. Every failure you have suffered, every setback you have endured, every disappointment that has weighed on your spirit stems from a single source, surrendering your mind to fear, doubt, or reaction. And the moment you refuse to surrender, the moment you decide to command your thoughts rather than be commanded by them, you step into a domain few ever enter, the realm of unstoppable success. Do not be deceived by temporary setbacks or fleeting emotions. The storms of life are inevitable. There will be criticism, betrayal, and failure. There will be moments when it seems the universe is aligned against you, but the emotionally detached mind does not flinch. It does not crumble. It perceives each challenge as a test, each obstacle as an opportunity to grow stronger, and each loss as a lesson in the economy of effort. Calmness in the face of chaos is not weakness, it is power. Clarity amidst confusion is not coincidence, it is discipline. Every person who has achieved extraordinary success understands this principle. Victory is born in the mind long before it is manifested in the world. To build this inner fortress, you must practice self-command daily. Begin with the small things. Control your words, your reactions, your impulses. Observe how you respond to minor irritations, to trivial setbacks, to the distractions that pull you away from your purpose. Every small victory over the self multiplies into greater victories over circumstance. And soon, you will notice a transformation. Your thoughts are sharper, your decisions are faster, your confidence is unshakable. People will respond to you differently. Doors will open where before there were walls. Opportunities will arrive because you have become a person capable of receiving them. Remember always, success is the product of controlled thought, deliberate action, and unwavering belief. Desire alone is insufficient. Knowledge alone is insufficient. Effort without direction is wasted energy. But when the mind is disciplined, the emotions are mastered, and the purpose is definite, action becomes irresistible, momentum becomes unstoppable, and the results manifest with a consistency that astonishes even the most skeptical observer. And here lies the most profound truth. The external world cannot give you power. Recognition, wealth, influence, they are consequences, not causes. The source of all power lies within. You cannot find it in others, you cannot borrow it, and you cannot demand it. You must generate it. You must cultivate it. You must become it. This is the secret that every millionaire, every visionary, every leader in history has discovered. They mastered themselves first. They did not wait for opportunity to come. They became the force to which opportunity could not resist responding. So, I ask you now, will you continue to surrender your mind to fear, doubt, and distraction, allowing your life to be written by forces beyond your control? Or will you take the step, the decisive, irrevocable step, to seize the command of your inner world? Will you cultivate emotional detachment so that no insult can break your calm, no setback can diminish your purpose, no fear can paralyze your action? Will you discipline your thoughts, train your mind to see clearly, to act decisively, and to persist relentlessly until every goal is achieved, every obstacle overcome, and every dream realized? The choice is yours, and it is a simple choice, though it is not an easy one. It demands courage, it demands vigilance, it demands the willingness to face yourself in ways most avoid. But the reward is unparalleled. When you master your inner world, the outer world yields. When you master your emotions, circumstances serve you rather than control you. When you master your mind, nothing is impossible. You become a force of nature, an architect of reality, a magnet for everything you need to create the life you desire. Take this moment now. Resolve that no longer will you be a prisoner of reaction. No longer will you allow fear, doubt, or distraction to dictate your destiny. Begin today to command your thoughts, discipline your emotions, and act with unwavering purpose. Observe the changes within you, for they will ripple outward and transform your world. The power you seek is already inside you. It always has been. The universe, circumstance, fortune, they all bend to the mind that commands itself. So rise, command yourself, master your emotions, discipline your thoughts, define your purpose with crystal clarity, take relentless, unwavering action, and watch as your life transforms, not by chance, not by luck, but by the undeniable law of cause and effect. That which you command within yourself manifests without. Your destiny is not written by others, it is written by you. The moment you take command of your mind, you take command of your life. And now, go forward with resolve. Your inner world is your kingdom. Master it, and nothing will be denied to you. And now, hear me clearly, for this is the moment where mediocrity ends and mastery begins. You have wrestled with distraction, you have battled fear, you have struggled against the chaos of life, and yet here you are still standing. And that is no small feat. But standing is not enough. You are meant to rise. You are meant to claim. You are meant to seize, with unwavering hands and an unbreakable mind, the destiny that is already waiting for you. Every moment that you allow doubt to govern your actions, every second that you hand over your power to worry, is a moment stolen from your future, a future of unlimited possibilities. You must no longer be the servant of circumstance. You must become the master of yourself. Emotional detachment is not coldness, it is strength, it is clarity, it is freedom. It allows you to see what others cannot see, to act where others hesitate, to strike where others falter. It is the power to navigate the storms of life without being tossed upon the waves, to remain calm when the world rages, and to act decisively when hesitation would cost you everything. Now, I call upon you to take this power, to seize it, as though your very life depends upon it, because in truth, it does. Command your thoughts with the same ferocity that a general commands his army. Direct your attention with the precision of a master craftsman, and watch as the world bends before your clarity, as opportunities unfold before your discipline, as people respond to your calm authority, as fortune itself begins to follow the momentum you have created within. You will encounter those who doubt you. You will meet those who attempt to shake your resolve. You will face circumstances that seem impossible to overcome, but the detached mind is not shaken. The disciplined mind does not bend. The focused mind does not yield. You are no longer subject to the whims of emotion, the illusions of fear, or the limitations imposed by others. You are free. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. And hear this, for it is the secret that separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. Your inner world determines your outer world. Every thought you cultivate, every emotion you master, every decision you make with clarity and purpose sends a ripple through reality itself. You are not waiting for luck, you are creating it. You are not hoping for opportunity, you are commanding it. You are not asking for success, you are taking it. So I say to you now, rise with absolute certainty, rise with relentless determination, rise with the knowledge that nothing outside of you has power over you except what you allow. Let every fear that has held you back explode in the fire of your courage. Let every doubt that has whispered in your ear vanish under the roar of your will. Let every hesitation be crushed beneath the relentless march of your purpose. This is your moment. This is your life. This is your victory waiting to be claimed. Command yourself with absolute authority. Discipline your mind with unwavering focus. Detach from every trivial worry that attempts to tether you to mediocrity. Act decisively. Persist relentlessly. Love your journey without being enslaved by its hardships. And watch as day by day, thought by thought, choice by choice, your world transforms into the reflection of your inner power. There is no force greater than a disciplined mind, no weapon sharper than clarity of purpose, no strategy more effective than emotional mastery. Let your inner world be a fortress, unshakable, invincible, eternal. Let your thoughts be guided by precision, your actions propelled by courage, and your destiny shaped by the sheer force of your will. And as you step into this power, remember this ultimate truth. The universe yields not to the timid, not to the fearful, not to the reactive. It yields to the bold, the disciplined, the relentless, the master of their inner domain. So rise now, with eyes wide open, with heart unyielding, with mind supreme. Take what is yours, command what is within you, and let the world bow to the unstoppable force that you have become. You are no longer a spectator of life. You are the architect of destiny, the commander of circumstance, the creator of reality. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can shake you. Nothing can diminish the power that you have cultivated within. And as you move forward, remember this. The moment you master yourself, the world becomes yours, not because of chance, not because of favor, but because of the law that governs all success. That which is commanded within manifests without. Go forward. Master your mind, rule your emotions, act with unwavering purpose, and claim, with every fiber of your being, the success, the freedom, and the life that you have earned, for it has always belonged to you. You are unstoppable. You are unbreakable. You are the master of your inner world. And by mastering it, you master everything.